anyone who says,
Do
you
you need
fool,
to unplug?
will be in danger
Upgrade
of
that
the
At
shit.
fire.
Chick Chat, hey, I appreciate the kind comments, but I don't want to get
strict attention
attached.
to what I say, and
I
I
know
never
it's
repeat
my
myself,
fault for
because I choose
flattering
my
you
words
when I shouldn't
carefully.
have done.
Dear 2018,
Aware
But I'm
could
just
most
not
readily be
open to
described
anything
as a
romantic.
prison
Thank you for the
talking.
lessons.
But there's
The
a
pressure
vast
and the
difference
roller
between
coaster
being
But I'm
stuck
that
just
in a
you've been.
turning
tiny
down your
cell
offer of getting to
and
know
being
you
in prison.
further.
You
For your own
definitely
sake.
weren't
The water's
what I
easy.
Basically,
expected,
I'm
That's
far
also
from a
the
good
win.
and you
person.
didn't make me feel how I
My
imagined.
As for the
ex-partners
why,
and even my
it's
ex-friends
extremely
that I
simple.
used to be platonic with would say that I'm a very unpleasant person that goes off and gets angry very quickly with very little
You
patience,
brought a lot of
which is true.
disappointment,
I
heartbreak,
try to
and
be kind,
confusion,
but I have a lot of
but God
issues.
showed me time and
Most
time
of my
again that He was
friendships
never
or
leaving.
relationships only last for a few months. I always end up causing a massive fight, but it's very difficult for me to remain friends.
I am
I don't
stronger
want to
now.
have to go through
I
the
am more
pain of
capable
thinking
now.
could manage keeping
I am
a
ready to
positive
take on
relationship
whatever
with
comes my
someone,
way.
whether it be romantic or just friends, and then I end up ruining it. It just hurts both
I know it was a
parties.
crazy
I
year,
promise you
so
that I'm very
unexpected
rotten on
and
the
frustrating,
inside and have a lot
but
of
it's
issues
time
I
I
don't
meet
want to
with the
put on you.
breakthroughs and
It
successes
was
that
nice chatting with
2019
you, but I
holds
just
for
want to
me.
end things here
Thank
instead of
you,
leading you
but
on.
goodbye.
I know I probably
2018.
already did, and I'm
I could
sorry
no longer
for being
hold on to
foolish,
the
but
pain
I'm
you
just
brought.
ending things now so that
I will
things
hold
don't
on to
snowball
what I
and get
gained,
worse.
but
Which
say
I
is
shouldn't
goodbye
have
to
lead
what I
you
have
on by
lost.
flattering you like that,
And
but
set
I
you
promise
free,
that being in my
and I'm
presence
free
is
from you.
just gonna be a whole lot of
Why?
pointless
2019.
arguing, and I'm not exactly a very interesting person either. I'm either boring or annoying, and you deserve to find someone that is on your league that you deserve.
So we're
I'm
back
really bad at holding
in my old room.
conversation, and I don't exactly
We
have many
are
hobbies that we
officially
could
or have
bond over.
officially said goodbye
I'm just
to
not someone I want you
2018,
to
and
deal
I
with.
could
You're
not be
too good for
happier
that, and I'd
to
feel
say goodbye
guilty
to a
putting
year.
you through dealing
I'm
with
so
me.
grateful for everything that
I just don't
2018
think it's
brought,
worth continuing to
but I'm
talk,
just so
because there's a
ready to let go.
99% chance my anger
2018
problems
was
will
honestly one of
mess
those
things up
years
and things
where
will
you
end
look
up in
back
a
on
bad
it and
argument
think,
because of
wow,
me,
that
which
was a
usually
really
happens
challenging
after
year,
a
but it
couple
definitely
weeks.
Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own.
happened.
I, Jesus,
I thought at the
have
end of
sent my angel to give you
2017
this
that a lot of
testimony
my
for the
growth was
churches.
over, but
I am
God
the
just
root
wasn't
and the
done
offspring of David.
pushing
and
the
the
growth
bright
from
morning
me,
star.
and I grew in so many other different ways
Then I
that I
saw
don't
another
think
angel coming up from the east,
it wouldn't have
having
happened
the
if it didn't
seal
happen the way
of the
that it
living
did. I
God.
think I said this last year, but
He called
sometimes
out in a loud
looking at
voice
other
to the
people's
four
highlights
angels who had been given
really
power
down
to
on your
harm the
own,
land and the sea.
and everyone's kind of posting their story highlights of all the things they did this year. Like, if you think about it, a tree, you can't see its roots, you can't see how deep that tree's roots are growing. You just see if the blossoms are blooming or if there are leaves or how many branches. When someone looks at the tree and they don't look beneath the surface, what's happening underneath the ground, you may look at a tree and think there are no blossoms here. They may not see visually the growth that tree is making, but that tree is planting roots so deep that when the winds come, the storms come, that tree is not going anywhere. There are going to be years filled with that visible success, and there are going to be those years where it's all happening underground. And I think this year I was a tree. This year I definitely grew really deep roots in the things that I believe in, and also just like the way that I need to react and the way that I need to act when the difficult times come, because it's inevitable. Good things happen, but also there are things as well that you may not plan for, the things that you didn't quite expect. When I went through a lot of the things I went through this year, I kind of just dealt with it in the way that I knew best. A lot of that time was spent alone, which was definitely necessary, but a lot of it was really hard to go through some of the things that I did alone. I moved out this year, which was definitely one of the highlights for sure, but it brought a lot of moments of real growth and testing. I think anyone, when they move out for the first time, it does bring that, and especially because I've never moved out before. I've been alone the whole time that I've been doing it, so as you can imagine, like, it's been pretty crazy, especially going through a lot mentally too. Again, that only made my roots grow really deep, and I feel like it's only made me more secure for the years to come. Now that I feel like my roots are really deep and that I'm really planted in what I believe in, and now I've felt like those storms come my way, but I'm so rooted. I feel like when things come in the future, yes, it's still going to be hard, of course, but my roots are so firmly planted in the things that I believe in my mindset gonna be, like, I know more so that I'm gonna be okay. I just wanted to mention this because I know that it's really easy to become quite down when looking at other people's highlights, whether it's influencers you follow or whether it's friends and family that are talking about all the good things that happen to them on their social media, or even if it's not on social media. I just want you to remember that if you had a year where you did a lot of root work, that's going to benefit you so much in the years to come, and it's okay because you need to have years like that. You need to have seasons like that. It's okay.
Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. Or is it change the things you look at, and the way you look at things will change? Either one's right.
Okay, that the only thing going on above the surface is storms and windy days and rain and just bad weather, because those seasons are necessary, otherwise you won't know how to withstand storms later on in life. And your blossoms are coming, your fruit is coming. Sometimes these things do take time. I definitely learned a lot about patience this year. I'm a very impatient person, and sometimes the things that I want and the way that I want it, if it doesn't happen, I'm left like...
If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith?
Well, what now? I've always been the type of girl to be like, I'm gonna go out and get it. But some things you chase and some things you need to let come to you. Certain things like relationships, friendships, those things aren't to be chased. You're supposed to make effort, but not to chase it, where it's feeling like you're running this never-ending race, running after people. I think that's definitely something that I learned in 2018, that the right friendships and the right relationships are gonna come to me, and I'm gonna make the effort and be the person I'm supposed to be, but I'm not gonna chase it and shove those things down people's throats, because I know that the right people and the right friendships, it's gonna be harmonious. Just kind of talking off my mind, but I've been doing so much planning, and I'm going to talk about this in my next video on this channel. I'm kind of going to talk about my way I'm going to plan things in 2019, and I'm going to have like, it's going to be cool because I'm going to have like loads of tips and tricks as to like how we're going to keep our goals and how we're going to stick to them in 2019. So that's the next video, so hope you guys...
The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
I'm excited for that. I've really been reflecting on the previous year, and I think it's really good to do that, to reflect on it and then to move on and make your goals for the next year. Like I said, I'll talk about that a little bit more in the next video.
But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness?
But I think it's really important to reflect first before you move on and start thinking about this new year that's in front of you. How can you use it? You have to use what's happened to you to help you grow. You can't just be like, right, new year, gonna forget everything that happened. It will happen to you for a reason, so you got to use it, the good, the bad, the ugly. If I did not have my faith, if I did not have my roots firmly planted in God, I honestly don't know where I'd be as a person. Mentally, I don't think I can handle it. My faith is something that truly keeps me grounded and prevents me from flying off the rails when my anxiety hits, when my mental health isn't at its best. I'm just so grateful that God brought me through this year, and I know that 2019 is going to be filled with so many victories, and I just am so excited to experience it. For 2019, the way I'm approaching my goals are definitely different compared to the last year. I definitely have goals that it's like, I want to do this, this, and this, and I want to stop doing this, this, and this. I definitely still have those things, but the way I'm approaching it is definitely different. As far as my mindset around it, it's going to be much more little steps rather than looking at these massive steps that we have to achieve. The little things always matter, and I always get caught up in the bigger things, and then it kind of demotivates me because I feel like I'm so far from those bigger things. But it's all about the few hours you have in front of you, the day that you have in front of you, the week, then the month, then the year. It can't be about this whole year getting it all. Like, it's good to be planned. I'm such a planner. I love planning things, but to a fault where if it doesn't go to plan, it really demotivates me. Comment down below if you like that, because I feel like there are some others out there that are like that. The way that I plan things and the way that I have my goals this year, it's definitely still aiming high, but It's more about behavioral changes and changing
it's
habits
this brand
so
I
that I
got
can
from
get to
Trader
a good
Joe's.
place, rather than just these goals that
then
nothing I'm doing right now is
asked me if I
aligning to
liked
get
it.
to that place. It's kind of like changing my behavior to become more of a person
I like
that
Prego. I'm a
deserves to
Prego guy.
receive those goals and
love
deserves to receive
Malcolm
those
Gladwell's
blessings. A lot of it has to do with
explanation
growing and
of
evolving
Prego
and
versus
changing as a
Ragu,
person, because if
which
you're
I know
remaining
my
the same
father
and just
loved.
setting new goals every year, it's really unrealistic that you're going to be able to achieve it with not really doing anything about it.
Understand
It's good to have
the reference
resolutions
to
that's
that.
like go to the gym more, but if it didn't work before and
Which
it didn't make
is-
you want to go to the gym, something in your behavior, something in your habits has to change. And I think that's the way that I guess
Essentially,
my mindset is kind of different this year, and I'm really excited to grow and change as a person and just be like movable and just,
How I
you know,
feel,
I'm really
our-
rooted as a person, but I'm ready for my branches just be moving around.
When I say
I did a lot
our,
of growth
I
in the
mean
last 2 years,
the
and that growth will not stop or slow. It's just going to be a
parent,
different kind of growth now, because I
child
feel like I've just been enlightened in so
connection.
many ways by the struggles that I've gone through.
You will always
And that's
have.
what needs to happen to you. Instead of being embittered by what you've kind of gone through and the bad things that have maybe happened, you need
Now,
to
I am
grow
an
through
adult.
it. Like, you actually have to grow through what
I can
you go through.
think
As far as like work-related
speak
goals for
and
this year,
act
I definitely have
and behave
a new vision when it comes to work.
like
I've had a vision for a while
adult.
and I've just been scared to do it, and I guess this year I'm just not going to be scared to do it anymore. I don't want to be limited
I
by
can
anything. I
also
don't want anything to actually
act, behave,
stop me
speak,
from doing the things that I know
understand
I'm created to
like
do,
a child.
but also like not being afraid to stop growing just because of what other people think. There's going to be more on the actual
And
goal
when I
setting
was a
side of
child,
things in
you
my
were
next video,
always
but that's
the
kind of like
best
the gist of
teachers
work related. I just want to be
ever
more authentic to myself on every
had.
platform that I'm on,
And I know
just do things that really
there
make me
are a
happy. I want to be more
lot
creative.
more
I want to continue on with my
lessons
art.
in
I
you
want to continue
both
on with music.
to
I want to continue
teach
on with like different
us. And
things
when I
that
say
I've been afraid
us,
to do for so
I
long, and
mean
I'm just not going to be afraid to do
Wayne,
them anymore. And I know that it will
Rachel,
just bring me so much joy,
Asher,
and I'm hoping that it's going to bring
definitely
joy
me.
to you guys and anyone else that wants to see it too. So travel is definitely a big one. Travel is always one, and it was one for last year, but it didn't
Now
end up going
you,
to
Father,
plan.
have told
a
me
lot of it had
that
to do
you
with
know
just
I am
things that happened in my life that couldn't be controlled.
the blue
So I
frog.
wasn't in control, and I was
You
just
tell
unable to
Charles
travel
do
all of the
this,
time.
he'll do something else.
Which
tell him
does
not
suck,
to do
but
this,
it's
then
okay
he'll
because it
do
happened
that.
for a reason. I really
Right?
did want to go away so
That's what
many
you told
times, and
me
it
when I
just
asked
didn't end
you
up following
why
through.
wouldn't you
But
let
I'm
me
going
play
to be
football, and you
making
told me,
hopefully more trips happen for
why
me this year. I
did I
only
do
traveled to 2
comedy?
countries last year, which I know is still a lot, but it was way in the beginning of the year. Like, I think it was only January and February that I had
How
gone
is
to other
that
countries, and
different
then the
from
whole rest of the year I was in the UK. And as you guys know,
asking
I'm not a fan of cold weather, so
you
I
if
was here for the
you told
summer,
me
and it
if I
was a
really
hot summer,
wanted to play
but
football, I would have found a
I'm
way
not
to
a
play
fan.
football.
I definitely need to continue to
Just
chase
like
the
I
sun,
found a way
go
to
to
do
cool
comedy.
places. I want to go and see some cities.
To
I
which
have like
that
a
tells
few
me
places that I
you
have on my
recognize
list
that, yeah,
of that I want
Charles,
to go to, but
if
I
he
am really
really
open to
wants
just like
something,
seeing
then he's
what
going to
opportunities
do whatever
come to
he
me. But I'm speaking it into existence
does
that
to
I
get
am
that.
going to travel more this year,
Drugs
guys.
or
Also, a massive
whatever
one for me is to start waking
Don
up early again.
Quixote
That's something
windmill
that's going to help me
he's
to achieve a lot of the
chasing.
other goals that I have. So that's like a goal within a goal. Me waking up at 5:30 to 6 a.m. in the morning may
And
seem
I
kind of crazy.
remember
My
that
goal is
Don
to do
Quixote
some
windmill.
meditation in the morning as
But
well, just
going
to start
back
my day right,
to the spaghetti,
and just really
was
do
when
new
my
routines. I've written
father-
out a new routine that I'm
I
going to be sticking
recognized
to,
that my
and then I have
father
all of
had
these plans that I'm
some
going to be doing
lesson
in
to
my next
share with
video
me,
to
which
implement them
began
and to
with
make
the
it more
story
realistic that we're going to
behind
achieve
Trader
them. I have so many
Joe's.
things that I want to do and achieve
Which
in
only began because I
2019.
guess I
was gonna
asked the
say
right
18.
questions to
We're saying
get him
goodbye.
to open up to
No,
the
no
story.
2018 anymore. The things that I want to achieve
This is
in
the
2019, like,
master
it's going to continuously be writing down the things that I want to
sensei.
do, writing them down on paper, allowing them to like manifest, praying about it, like really letting these things happen, speaking positively about
So,
them,
okay, I
and if
thought,
they're supposed to happen,
alright,
I
here's
know
a
that's
new
what's going to
level I'm
have to
playing.
happen. A
Just
lot
got
of it
here
has
listen.
to do with just my mindset. So a lot of my goals
Now,
for
when
this
I
year
listen,
is actual behavioral changes.
I ask a
rather
lot of
than
questions.
Actual things, like yes, like the traveling and everything. But
I always do
those
it.
things are behavioral
I don't know why
changes
people
and
tell
things
me
that I want to become this year, and then I know that the experience
to
is
stop
gonna follow
asking
through.
questions
I saw someone else speak about this,
when
and I
they're
thought it was
telling me
such a
a
good
story.
idea, and it
I
was
feel that
to do something
after 40 years of
extraordinary
knowing
every
me,
single
somebody
week,
should
to do
know
one thing that's just
that
like out of the ordinary.
Charles asks
And
a
I thought
lot
that
of
was so
questions,
cool.
so
It could
I
be
have to
booking
tell a
spontaneous trip,
story
or it
in a
could be
way
something
where
literally
he
as
just
small as making conversation with the
has
person
no
sitting next to you on
questions
the
to
bus.
ask.
Like, it could be
That
anything,
was
just something that is out of the ordinary
little
for you. Do something
hint.
that makes that week like
I
it
was
just
trying
makes
to-
it different, and I feel like that's an
I give
amazing way to
people,
think.
just if
I just
you-
because this was just gonna like
At 40 years
go on and
old,
on for this year. I'm just
I've
really
gotten
excited for
to a
this year.
point
I
where,
have
like,
like such
I
good
tell
vibes
everybody,
about
it's
this
like
year.
baseball.
My year actually didn't
Every
get off to the
situation,
best start,
just-
to be honest with you, but that's not gonna
You come up to
not gonna
bat,
change
you
anything
and
because my
I
roots are so
interact.
planted. I know that I'm not gonna fall.
I give
I'm not gonna fall
everybody
because I've
a
come too far and I've gone through too
four-ball or
much to
three-strike
allow myself to
rule.
fall, and I guess that's the
Where if
purpose
I
of
tell
years like
you,
2018. I'm really
hey,
grateful
just
for all of you
that's
guys, and this
bothering
channel
you,
is
just
really a
that-
happy
that-
place,
you
and I'm
just keep
definitely
doing it or
hoping
something,
to
I'll consider that a
upload
foul.
so much
A
more
strike
content
would
on
be
here because I know
something
that you
where
guys
I'm
really enjoy it. And let me just say, it's not just about what you enjoy. I
flooring the
genuinely
gas
love
pedal,
this channel so much.
trying to
My
tell
other channel,
you,
I'm not
if
gonna lie to you, it sometimes
somebody
gives me anxiety
doesn't stop
because when I started it,
talking,
I have a very different mindset
I'm
to where I
not
am
going
now.
to slow it down.
But this channel is obviously smaller and it's a different kind of
which
community,
people
and
just
the
tell
community
me,
on this channel
you are trying to kill me.
like beam with joy. So
To which
thank
I
you to all of
reply,
you for always commenting and just like making the comments such a nice
Sure.
section for you guys to talk to each other and encourage each other. I literally
If
love that you guys
you
do that. It makes
don't
me
hear what I'm
so
telling
happy.
you.
So honestly, like
That
you guys
I am really
have
upset.
made this year
Okay?
so much better
And
for
then
me.
I
Thank
tell
you so
you,
much for
I am
allowing me
really
to live
upset
with purpose
by
and watching my videos
stepping on the
here.
gas
I
pedal
hope I can
and
make
speeding
the best content I've
the
ever
car
made in
until
2019
it
on this
hits
channel.
well
I hope
over the
that
speed
you
limit,
enjoy
and you're
every moment
yelling
of it.
at
I hope
me,
I enjoy
telling
every
me,
moment of it.
slow
I
down,
wanna just
let me out of
express
the
to all
car.
you, and I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to have had the last few years on YouTube,
Which
on
I
social
reply,
media, and going through the highs and
then
lows of it. I'm really grateful.
shut
I have so much
up.
gratitude for the good and the bad of last
Or
year, but I
stop
am ready
talking
for 2019. I'm
about
ready
this,
to make it amazing.
or
Thank you all so much for watching this video. Like I said, there's
correct
going to be a video coming up
yourself,
super soon on talking
okay,
about
in this
all of like the way
conversation,
I've been
because you
planning
are
my
on
2019. How I'm
strike
going to continue
2
planning
at this
through.
point.
If you want to see that video, be sure to subscribe, and also be sure to
And yes,
thumbs up this video. Make sure you guys
if you
show
hit
love in
strike
the comments
3,
to
I
one
would
another.
have probably
And
wanted
love
to
you so much,
drive
and I can't wait to see
us
you super
into
soon for my next video. So
another
I'll
car
catch
or
you
something like that if I was
then.
10 years younger. But I'm not like that, Father. I know how to drive at that speed. I know how scary people get. But now I have your attention. And this is where, forgive my voice, this is just a lot of passion. But Father, the words that you speak to me in English, perhaps, maybe that's where the flavor is coming off differently. But when you tell me that story of Trader Joe and how his son and his father had a vineyard and made wine, and his son
this channel doesn't really have
invented
like
box
a
wine,
box
and
in
he
which it has to be
patented the
specific
idea
kinds of
for
content,
box wine
but I
from
guess
his
the
father's
running
vineyard,
theme
right?
for a long
And
time
so
had
then
been
you tell
vlogs.
me after
I
that
really just
Coca-Cola
don't want to
comes in,
limit
and
it to be vlogs on this
is
channel
where you
because
had to Google
I don't
the
know, I just feel like
story,
I have so
right?
much to
And I'm
say.
just,
I
like,
don't want to have
asking
to
you these
wait to be
questions
doing
that you-
something or to be transforming a room or
This is
something to be
before
able to create content on this channel. So I want to
came up
do
with that
chats
with
with
me.
you guys because I always get
And I was just
requested
asking
in my
questions, and you
DMs
just
on
got
Instagram
frustrated, just
especially
telling
and
me,
in the comments.
"Stop
can you
asking
talk
all
about
these-
anxiety, can
I'm
you talk about
just-
relationships, can you talk about this and this. So I have spoken
Yeah,
about
I'm not
topics
making fun
before.
of
I've
you.
spoken about
This
living
is my
alone. I've spoken about my
blanket
experience with
imitation
my
of
mental
how
health.
you
It's a
guys
little bit
act
different
when
to
I hear
anything
it.
that
It's
I've
like
done
Charlie
before,
Brown
but let
listening
me know
to
if this
his
is something
teacher.
that you want to do. Grab a drink, grab a snack.
It's not
My
to
drink
offend
is on
you.
the way.
It's just
I was gonna
I
make coffee,
don't want
but I was
to
really
offend you
feeling
by
a cold drink,
speaking the
so I
words
ordered
that you
some
were
bubble tea,
speaking
and I am
that
really
I
excited. I actually
feel,
asked you guys on
okay?
Instagram
So,
to send me some
like I said,
topics or
this is gonna be
situations
our
that you want me to
last
discuss
words together.
in this
I
video,
have to
and
be
I know you're probably
perfectly
thinking,
honest with
Layla, you are
father
single.
and mother.
Who are you to be talking about
have already
relationships?
heard
Coaches
this
don't play. No,
voice
but for real, I honestly feel like I've
lot
been
of
through a
the
lot in my life so far with relationships. I feel like I've
judgment
experienced
on you,
a
the
lot,
wife
so
of the
I feel like
father,
I have wisdom to share. No, I'm
to which
kidding. I
the
don't
son
think I'm
is
wiser than
pleading
any
with
of you guys.
his
I just want to
mother
share my experiences, and
explain
a lot of you guys
to
are just
his
always asking me,
father
which is why I want
that
to do this, and I
all
just like to
he
speak about it,
wants
and I like to speak of
is-
everything in a positive
and
way.
I'm
not giving
sorry
you guys advice from a place where I'm
I
above you, because at the end of the day,
acted
things aren't sorted
the
on
way
my
I
end.
acted,
Definitely
and it got
not.
to
No one has
the
it all
point
together, but
that it
I
got
just feel
to
like
the
I've definitely
point.
been through my fair share of stuff, so I wanted to
And then we
talk
can
about it.
continue
Definitely wanted to be
with
more so of
our
a conversation
relationship.
rather than me just
like
speaking
when
at
I
you
came
guys.
back
If you guys
home
can
after
think of a
I
name
dropped Dad
for what
off
these
at the
chats can be
shopping center
called, that we can like
and
make it a
came
series,
back and you
let me know
asked
down in the
why I
comments
was
below,
back, and I told you because
I'm
Dad
usually good with coming up with things
and I got
creatively.
into
I'll
it.
be thinking, but you guys think
And then
too,
you
and
and
let
I
me know
started
down in the
getting into
comments.
it,
Be sure
and
to
I
subscribe if you
kept
haven't
telling
already.
you,
Also,
all
be sure
I
to follow my
want is
Instagram,
I'm
so if I'm doing
sorry.
another one of these,
If you
I can
guys
ask
knew
you
the
guys on the
Bible,
stories,
I
and
could
you
tell
guys
you
can
I felt
respond.
like Job,
So I'm gonna have a
where
look
it's
at
just
some of the things that
everything
you
you're
guys
saying
have
is not
posted.
helpful
A
at all.
reoccurring
It just
thing, and a lot of you guys have asked me to do a
makes me
dedicated video on this, which I can still do if you guys want, but I'm
more
gonna try and talk about it as much as I can in this video. But I get asked questions all the time
ungodly
about like how you get over a breakup,
upon you
like that they're hurting right now and they just don't know what to do,
by
and just that
not
kind of
honoring
thing. I just had a lot of
my
that,
mother
and just general
because
breakups,
I
have
have
to let go of someone that you love
in
deeply,
language that
a
gets
lot
her
of different
attention.
questions,
I have
and
to use
truly
the
there is
F-word,
no
and I
one
have to
size
say
fits
it
all
to
answer
her,
for
to
anything
say,
to do with relationships.
listen to
I don't
me.
think that there's going to be one
Just say, I'm
solution
sorry, Charles.
for everyone.
Can you please
but as
just
far as
help Dad?
breakups
To which
go, my
Mom
always the number
said,
one thing that I say
I'm
is
sorry. And I
that
said,
whatever
"Thank
the
you." And
situation
I
was,
got
there's
up.
going to be
Remember, Mom?
100 million
Tell Dad that.
relationships out there that
Now,
have broken up
Father,
so far, or
I
multiple
don't know
different
what
reasons.
Mother
Whatever
told you
reason that your
about
relationship
our
ended with the
conversation.
person that you're thinking of, there was a reason.
So this is why I feel this is
And
very important for me
as
to
hard
tell
as it
you
can be,
directly, because
in that time,
all I'm
that
trying
has to
do
be
is help
one
you
of the main
and
things that you hold on to and
maintain
remember,
your health,
because there
so
is a
you can
reason
grow
that you guys
old
broke
and
up.
watch
If
Asher
there's a
grow
reason
up as
why
old as he
you
can
are
until you're
focusing on
gone.
wanting to get over it, I feel like you can't think of too much
And in that
of
time,
anything else in the
I
very
am
beginning. You have to
trying
remember
to
that this is
explain
over
and
for a reason.
reveal
You have to kind of
the
remember
plan
why
that
this
I
relationship
had
came to an
in-
end. I know in my personal
I had on
situation
paper,
that when I was going through
on
it, that
YouTube,
anytime I wanted to go back, or I wanted to communicate
I
with
played
them, or
the
I wanted
game where
to,
I wait for
you know,
to
like
ask me
rekindle
the
whatever it
question, and
was,
kinda
I had to come back
tell
to
you,
that
yeah,
one
I
reason,
want to be
for
president.
multiple reasons, depending on
You know,
what
it's just-
happened. It really is a
Then
process,
the next
and you
step is
definitely have
just
to give yourself
don't
time
ask
when you're going
anything
through
about
a breakup.
that.
It happened for
So
a
then I-
reason, and you just
I'm
have to
thankful for that,
grow
because
and
then
go
I have
through
to
it.
really
There really is no other way
ask
around
myself
it.
what
I
I
think
want.
everyone, when they
I
go
want to
through
be
that
forward,
initial
what I want
shock,
to
they
do
go
comedy.
through that initial
This
heartbreak,
president
they're
thing,
kind of searching
this is
for
the
any
comedy side,
avenue
where I
but the
feel
road
that my
that they need
purpose
to
here,
take in order
everything
to
that you've
get out of
taught
this
me
heartbreak.
through all
But
the
there only
lessons
is one
is to
road
be
to truly healing from it, and that's just going through it and allowing it to just
like a
happen.
monk.
Allow the heartbreak to happen.
can
Allow
just
yourself to feel you're
unite the
suffering a
world.
great
You
loss,
told me
and
that
that
you
loss
wanted to
is
be
a
a monk.
relationship and a love which you probably
To
had
which, I don't know if you know
hopes
this,
for
but
it to
on my
last
birthday,
for a long time,
the
if
day
not for the rest of
I
your
was
life.
born,
And
a great monk
it's going to be hard no matter
died
what
who
age
was
you're at,
the
whether it's your
16
first, whether it's
something,
your
and
second
all
or
this
third.
stuff, and there was all this controversy.
You know,
Who
it's going to be a really
I'm
hard toll on
feeling
you. I
like
definitely feel like your first
I'm
is,
in.
is one of
This
the
is
hardest.
stuff
My
where it's
first
just
was
like, you want to talk
definitely
about windmills?
the
Dad? I have
hardest
so much on my mind right now.
I've
to
been
where
with that
if
person for such a
you're
long time,
only thinking
and I
about
just didn't see it coming. It just
somebody
was.
in
It just. I didn't think that could ever
California
happen
accusing
throughout the
you of
whole
this
time.
ridiculous
I just
case,
didn't
to
think
which I
that we
made
would
a
not end
YouTube
up
video
together. So it was
addressing
just
that, to
weird
which
to
you
just
probably
see this
didn't
life
watch.
and to be like,
And
oh my
you
gosh,
tell
there actually
me
is a whole
that
new life now.
this Trader
And there were
Joe's
positives in that, and I think
father
that's one of the things that you have to hold on to a
and his
lot as
son
well. Is that there are so
had
many
this thing where his
positives
son said, I can't believe
to a breakup. It
you would
depends on
just
what kind of relationship that
sell
you're in.
the
It depends
company
on the
and
reasons
my
in which you
patent
broke up.
without
It's
a
hard to
fight.
be so general and vague,
Right?
when it's such a specific situation.
When I heard that,
no
I
breakup
just
is
heard,
the same as the
yeah,
next,
you just,
but,
the father sold
there are
his
so many
son's
upsides
idea.
to a breakup,
the
and I think a lot of
invented
people,
the
when they go
box
through a
to hold
breakup,
the wine, and
they
his
find
dad just
themselves
thought,
so
oh,
much
yeah, well, I'll
because
just
they're
sell
not
it to
tied to a
Coca-Cola.
person. And I know
And,
for
you
me,
know, like,
in
it's
my
just,
situation, for the
whatever.
first time
That's
in my
not our
life, I was
situation
not
here. When I
tied
heard
to
that story,
another
that
human
was the
being.
irony
I was
that
able
I
to
heard.
make
And
choices.
then
I was able
you-
to travel to places and
When I
not
kinda
have to
just
consider them. And I
chimed
wasn't having
back
to.
in, said something
Like, I was able to
where
wear clothes
here
and not
you
have to
are,
consider if they'd like it or not, or listen to music and not
you know, you
consider
have this
what they would
company that
think,
you
or
built, and
just the
your
things that I
two
would do,
sons
like
just only
creatively. I feel like I
complain about
became so
how
much more of a
you
creative
gave them
person,
too
and I was kind of realizing what God had instilled within me, I felt like I was
not the same tone I'm
almost
speaking
in
or
harmony
you're gonna tell me
with
I
God. I was in
wasn't
harmony
saying
with
it
who
like
I was
that.
created to be,
That's
more
just
so
how
because
I
there
hear
was
it.
no
You have
noise
to
from someone else, and that was
understand and accept
unbelievable. It's
that when
amazing.
I tell you, this is
And
how I hear and understand
it's
this.
something
that's
that
how
I would
hear
have
and
never
understand it.
experienced if I
Just
didn't have
because
that
you
time
say,
alone. And
"Da,
even
da,
in
da,
this
da,"
time now alone,
that's not what
there
I'm
is so
saying.
much beauty in
Doesn't
being
mean
alone.
anything.
There is so much solace in being alone.
Whatever you're saying
and
is
as much as
coming out
sometimes
like
it can be
this.
really
So when
hard,
you're sitting here
it's an
asking
amazing
me
thing.
to
So if you're going through a
explain
breakup now and you
something
have
again
heartbreak.
for
It is going
at
to
least
be a
the
roller coaster,
ninth
and there is
time.
only one true road.
Every
You
time
can
we
take
talk
the other
about this
little paths,
insurance issue,
but they all lead back to that road, and you've got to deal
I have
with
to
that
tell you,
hurt
it's
that's
already
deep down
been
within you,
itemized.
because trying to cover it,
Okay? You have no
You gotta
idea
go
what's
through it, and you
going
gotta
on
feel it,
outside of my
and you
life
gotta get
dealing
over it,
with
and it
this
takes
insurance
time, and it
company
takes
because I'm trying to take it off your
allowing
plate.
yourself
But
to be
now
found
I'm going to
again,
put it
and
back on
you
your
are going to
plate
get through
because
it,
I'm
you just
sick
gotta
of it.
let it happen,
I'm sick
and
of this
I've experienced it firsthand, and I know
relationship,
it's possible,
okay?
because I
So
think it
yeah,
was
if you
when I was
don't
going through it, and
ever
I
want
know
to
how
see
horrible
me
it is.
again,
Chalk Chat
And
and you're
Hayes.
gonna
How
pull the
breakups
method
and
where
actual
now
comments,
maybe
but
perhaps
I
you'll be
don't
able to
want to
see
get
me
I'd love to
the
do
next
that,
time you
because I
want
feel
to
like I
see
learned
me
It's
so
my
face to
much
fault
face or
for
in that
allowing
time.
you
Something
to
else
shouldn't
that
have
has
done
come
it.
up so much, and I didn't think that it
You'll
would,
see
and
me
it's kind of
as
ironic
a
that this came
child
up,
and
and
an
it
adult.
is
You're a
long
pleasant
distance.
man.
I'm not gonna be a
So
parent.
Turning down your
put this
offer
in
of
there,
getting
and
to
it's
know
actually
your
crazy.
girlfriend.
I
have
didn't
no
think that I was going
intention
to talk
to
about
become
this on
They
here,
say
but I
biological
have
father
experienced
from a
long
good
distance,
I have no
and
My
intention right now
ex-partner
to
long
said
distance
my
is hard.
ex-wife
I
that
definitely
used
think
to
that
be
it's
anything like
possible
that
to
because
overcome.
right
Honestly,
now
I
all I
think
care
a
about
long
is the
distance
state of the
is
world that my
if
nephew
you're
Asher
both
is
communicating,
going to grow up in
communication is
if
really
nobody
important.
like me
Because at the end of the
But I
day,
have
because
a
you're
lot
at
of
such a
stops
distance, you can't go
people
on
Most of
like
my
and
friendships
you
spend
and your
time
generation
and those kind of things
from
completely eliminated.
making
And
everything
always
worse
left
than it
as
already
in the era
has
that we
become.
live in,
difficult
long
for me
distance
to
is
remain
so
friends.
common.
So if
People
you
are
can't
constantly
understand
have to
that,
go through the
social
pain of
media,
thinking
FaceTime,
humanity
literally you can
keeping
be
a
face to face
positive
then I
with
would
someone
love
and they can
to
be
talk about
miles
this
away.
with
So it's
Or just
amazing.
But it has
that
to
we live in
begin
an
with
era where
you
can
saying,
meet
Charles,
people all the way
It
across
just
sorry
the
won't
for
world
the
and
way I
actually
act.
have
I
genuine
promise you
connection.
that I'm very
That's all it
I
takes.
100% believe in them, and I don't
All
know
it
why
takes,
it's
one
so. I think
sentence.
if you're able
Put
to
on
FaceTime with
So,
them, you're able to
it was
actually
nice
speak with
chatting
them,
with
and they're not a
you, but I
catfish.
just wanna
Of a candid
experience
world.
If that's
it.
This is
eliminated,
the
and you've
relationship
actually been
I
able
know
to
I
speak
I
probably
with
have to
already
deal
do,
with
and
my
I'm sorry
actual
for
have
being
I'm
genuine
sure
but I'm
conversations
just
with them. I
many
definitely
children
think that
now so
erodes
that
in
things don't
have to
connection.
deal
Build
with the
knowing
same
each other in
things.
person in
This
a
is why
specific
I
way,
shouldn't have
whatever
now
the situation may be
you
with
have-
them.
like
I
that.
definitely
I
believe that
promise
it's
that
You are
possible
being in
bound
your presence
to a
is
but I
just
just
gonna
think
be
that
a whole lot of
the goal is
non-disclosure
aligned when
and
it
I'm
comes
not
to
agreement
exactly
to
a
where
perfect
they
person
can't
to
tell the
agree
parent
on that goal
anything that
when
the
you guys
child
connect,
discusses
when you guys
with
go
the guy
to
find
close the
someone
distance
parent
good.
is
Is
upset.
that something that you guys want?
Why?
I definitely feel
Why
like
won't
there
they
has
let
to
me
be
talk
that goal
to-
in mind.
why?
It
Why
can't
won't
be
they tell
agreed
me?
upon,
And I
otherwise
don't
I say to
exactly
those
have
then
any
it's not
hobbies
gonna
that we
work.
could
It
bond over.
was very,
I'm just
very
not
hard.
someone I want
and,
you to deal with.
I definitely
You're too
believe
good
it
for
can
that.
work. I
Finally
100% believe it can.
Now
But you
are
both have to
calling
be
me
in the same
parents.
place.
I
Domestic
just don't think
terror.
it's worth continuing to talk.
You saw it with the
because
school
there's a
shooting. We all
99%
talked about it.
chance
How
my
your
other
kid
problems
screws
will
up,
mess things
you're
up.
gonna
Things
they're
that
gonna
end
go
up
after
being
the parents.
Good
I
as
had
a trust
no
based
idea.
at the end of the day.
I did
It's
not
hard enough
remember
to
that
trust
thing
another
that
human being.
Wade
as hard as it
situation.
is
So I was
to
just
be
like, wow, they've been
miles
a long
apart
time
and to not be able to
before
see
this.
them
I
as
thought
often
this
as you
was
would in a normal
So,
relationship.
this is where I
that
saw
can be tested very, very
the
much.
gauntlet.
Even people with solid trust, it
I
can be
can't
hard. But having
explain
experienced this,
what's
I
going on
definitely
right
believe it
now
can work.
because
I believe it's one of the hardest things
you don't want to
to go through,
talk to.
100%. And yeah,
So, like you
I
said,
feel for anyone that is in a long distance relationship
if
right
you're
now because I know
thinking
how
that
hard
this
it
is a
can be.
noble gesture,
My
that
heart
you're
breaks
just
for you,
making it
and
hard and saying,
yeah,
I have to cut him
I
off so
totally
that he
understand
finally
how hard it
has
can
to
be.
go
I
do what
definitely
he
believe
has
that.
to
I
do.
think if two people want something enough, then they can make
It's
it
a very
happen.
noble thought.
I know
That's
that it's
not
such a common
what's
thing
reality.
in this day and age. And
I need my
some
father.
people are left in
I need his
situations
guidance
where
during
they're not
these
able to
times
meet,
where
or
I'm
it's a struggle to
trying
meet
to
money
fix
or whatever it may be.
problems
Like I know that there's a lot of
with
issues
real solutions.
that go on with long distance, whether it's long distance or whether it's in person. If two people want
I
something
need
enough and
the
they
comfort of my
communicate
mother
and
to
they
be
are
able to
willing to put the other person first and to have a like mind in something, then I truly believe that you can get through it, but you have to listen to the other person. You have to be able
Make me
to
feel-
listen to their needs. In a long distance relationship, there are going to be a lot more highs and lows than in a normal relationship, because you're going through everything apart, and it's heartbreaking and it's horrible
Like
to
I'm a
be apart
human
from
being,
someone that
I
you
guess,
love
in a
and
sense, let
someone that
alone
you feel so
their
strongly for, and they
son.
can't be there with
Okay.
you. It's ridiculously hard,
So
but
now
like I
this
said,
is
I do
where-
think that you can get through
yeah.
it if that distance
The way
is
I've
one,
seen
temporary,
my brother's
two,
wife
you have
and
a
my
goal in
father's
mind and you
wife
both agree on that goal, you are
help
communicating throughout the whole
their
thing,
men
and that you're very open
mature
about your
and
feelings,
continue
you're
to
both
grow
not concealing anything to do with how
as
you're
they
feeling,
grow
because
and
you're already
age
far
in
apart.
life
Cutting off communication is just going to make you guys
has
distance even more,
left
and
me
you
just
guys are
so
building
skeptical.
continuously and not
That's a
breaking
good-
trust, because that's going to be very, very hard on a long distance
get
relationship
married
for
and
sure.
just-
Do you feel the
Yeah,
pressure
like,
from
where
society
am
to
I?
be in a relationship?
You
How
told
do you
me
deal with
a
it
very
if so?
key
And
factor where
absolutely, I
any
feel
woman I
pressure.
marry has
I think
to
it's
sign a
really hard in the day and
pre-nuptial
age that we live in. Just
which
like
I thought
anything
that was
else,
a great
social
idea.
media just
Why
pumps
doesn't
everything
everybody
up. The moment that
sit
someone
down
is
before they
engaged
get
or having a
married and
baby,
write
it's
a
like all
prenuptial
over
agreement?
Instagram.
What are we gonna do when
Everyone's
we're
cute
married?
moments and
For the next
montages
5
and just
years,
everything.
and
It's
after that, we'll
all
get
over social
remarried,
media. So I
redo
think
our
it's
vows.
absolutely
That's how
hard
I'm
not
gonna
to
get
feel the
married.
pressure.
Every woman
I think
just
for
hears
me,
prenuptial
just
agreement,
because
it's just like,
I think, like I said, I've always said this, I'm a
What do you
one
think
person
this is about?
person, so I
Money?
definitely
It's
feel
just-
like I've got that relationships
So
kind
yeah,
of thing within me.
perhaps-
Some people don't feel like they naturally have that,
I don't
you know,
know.
like mode
I
to be
don't
in a
know
relationship.
what
I feel like I do, and like I
But
just
I
feel like it's
know.
just not the time yet. And
your health.
yeah, I feel like, you know, just
going
seeing people
to
around my
deteriorate.
age getting married and that kind of thing, like it definitely,
Without
I'm still
my
young and I
help.
feel like I forget that
So
because
if
I've
you
always thought
truly
like I'm
want
10 years ahead.
to-
Like I literally think I'm 34 and I don't know
See?
why. It's weird. Like I'm 23, so I have so much time and I'm still such a
The
baby,
fruits of all
but
your work.
I really just, I'm still a baby, honestly. But it's hard not to feel the pressure
Come
when
to
people that
the
you know
time
and
of
just seeing people even that
harvest.
you don't know.
where
It's
you
really
can
hard, but I am
finally sit
extremely
back and
happy for
say,
anyone that is experiencing
"Oh,
those amazing things in life, and I
yeah,
just know that my
finally.
time is yet to
I'm
come.
proud of my
I think
son.
the one thing is just to not allow
But-
yourself to move into that jealous
You know, like I said,
mode,
this
because
is
at
a
the end of the
very
day, that is
serious
just going
matter
to push
where
away anything that is going to
you
come
just-
to you that is genuine.
Mom
I
can't
don't
just-
think that kind of
if she
energy
told
is
you,
good
all he
to
wants
have
is
in
you
your
to
life.
just
So I
say,
think just
"Sorry
being
for
really happy for
this
anyone that
being
is
tough."
getting engaged, getting
Like I
married,
told
having
you.
babies, because your
So
time
if
is
she
yet to
hasn't,
come.
this is
In
what I'm
fact, I saw
telling
this tweet and I think this just explains it so well.
witness
Someone
of God
graduated
that
at
I
21
have
but waited
tried
6 years to
to
get a good
honor my
job. Someone
father
had
and
no
mother the
education but was
best
a
I
millionaire
can
at
as a
21.
Christian, as
Someone
a
got married at
godly
20 but was
person.
divorced 5 years later. Someone
the
got married
son
at
that they
30
raised
but
me,
found everlasting
and
love. You're not
I
late,
don't know.
you're not early,
I have
you're on
other
time. And I think that's amazing,
Things
and I
should be
so
praying
powerful
about
because
than
we're always looking at
this,
other
that I
people
can
and we're
directly
like, oh, that should be me, or like,
control.
why
I
isn't that
don't
happening to me
need
yet? And it's
any
like, you are on
divine
your own
intervention
timeline, you're
to
on your
help
own
my
journey.
father
I need to remind myself of this because I get caught up too, to be honest, and yeah, it's just important to know
express
that,
his
you know, what
emotions,
you see
share
is not
his
always the most
emotions.
perfect
But
thing,
because
and even
my
if it is the
father
most perfect
is
thing,
a
you're going to have your
traditional
perfect thing, and it
Korean
is still yet to
that's
come. You
not
just
how
haven't
he was
experienced
raised.
it yet, so we have to
So
enjoy
if
the season of life that we're in, because we're
I
never going to
make
experience
you
this season
feel
of life again.
question, that's good.
You have heard that it was said, eye for
Because
eye
you should
and
be
tooth for
questioning
tooth. But I tell
where
you,
you're
do
at
not
in life.
resist an evil person.
If you were
If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other
Your
cheek also.
childhood
If your
version
right
of me,
eye causes you to
you
stumble,
were your father
gouge it
telling
out and
your
throw it
son,
away.
who is me,
It is better for
the
you to
same
lose
thing,
one part
regardless
of your
our
body
situation.
than for your whole
Would
body
you,
to be
the
thrown
little
into
child,
hell.
look at your father
All you
and
need to say
like,
is simply yes.
what would
or
you
no.
say?
Anything beyond this comes from the evil
This is
one.
where
Thing
the
for me
parent
to deal
forgets.
with.
Parents only want to see.
And I think the hardest thing
their
that I'm
children
still
grow
dealing
up
with is
and get
self-love. I
married
think
and have
when you
kids. And I told
have a
Mom, the
relationship
problem
with
that plan is,
yourself,
why
and
can't you
for
just
me that's
say,
having a
I wanna
relationship with
see
God first of all,
everybody
because
just
I feel like I don't know
grow
myself
up,
unless I know
grow
God first,
old,
and I'm
be
becoming
happy.
to love who God created me to be.
That's all I say
I feel like
to
it's
myself.
easier to be in a
God,
relationship with
please
someone
let
because I'm no longer
everybody
looking at
grow
someone
old
else
grow
to
up and
fulfill
be
this hole.
That's my only prayer
And
for
I think that's
everybody,
when
the whole
relationships
world. It
get a
covers
whole lot
everybody.
healthier.
But
And I
every
think that's been one of the
parent
hardest
only
things to
wants
deal with. Not because that
their
was what always
children
came
to
up,
grow
but because
up and get
it's always
married
been
and
such a deep root
and
that
then when
I've
they
had to deal
grow
with,
up
and
and they
then
don't
that's
get
been one of
married,
the
then
things to do
oh,
with
what's
this
wrong
time.
with them?
When I've
It's
just been
because you
reliant
already
on
set a
God and
plan
more
that
independent
they
and just
don't already
you,
maybe
and
agree with.
I'm feeling
so that's
really good, and
why
I'm feeling like
I say
I'm
you're
in
ill.
such a strong
if you want to
place
say why
now,
are you so sad
not the
that
strongest
my
I
son
could be, but
hasn't
stronger
grown
than I
up
feel
and
like I've
got
been
married because your
before,
son doesn't
with
want to
being
grow up
just
and get married.
content,
so that's
and I
the
know
only
that
thing
the
that's going
best
to make
thing
you
yet to
happy.
come, and
You're
I
going to be
hope
sad for the
you
rest
guys
of your
enjoyed
life.
this
So
video.
if
I
that's
hope that it
what
wasn't
you're
too all over the
thinking
place
and that's
you found it
the
helpful.
real thought in your head where
Again,
yeah,
I
you're
feel
right.
like I could do do 100 million videos on this because I got so many questions, you guys, and I feel like I could talk about relationship issues forever. Let me know if you want there to be a series based on us just talking about different topics. Let me know some topics down below that you want to talk about next. I feel like I want to make it more specific next time because relationships was way too broad. So next time we'll do some specific topics. I love you guys so much. I really hope that no matter what you are going through relationship wise, that everything works out really well for you and you just know your worth. I think think when you know your worth and you know who you are, you will never settle for anything less, and I just want that to be the main thing that you guys hold to. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. My battery is flashing red now, so perfect timing, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.